Hey guys, I hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm so excited to be doing my very first update for my 9 in 2019 Project Pan. This is the Project Pan series that I'm going to be focusing on for the entire year of 2019, and I opted to do 9 products just because I personally feel like I can't tackle a lot of products all at once and then do other like seasonal project pans and things like my Pan Those eyeshadows. But I talked all about that in my intro for this project, so if you haven't seen that, I will link it in the cards and in the description box. However, I'm just really excited to hop into sharing with you guys the progress. I'm feeling very motivated. January felt like such a long month, like it honestly felt like an eternity to me. However, I'm still feeling really motivated because I've been watching so many people starting off their new projects for the new year, and it's just been so inspiring. So yeah, I'm so excited to share my progress with you, and I'm gonna start with the first product that is the most successful so far in this project, and I actually finished off a product within this first month. This is the Colourpop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Weho. You can see there's still a little bit of progress, or not progress, product left in here, but I did take out the stopper and it just became far too messy and just gross to use up, and every time I've tried to use it, barely any product comes onto the wand and ends up just being a goopy mess. Like you can see just from taking out the wand for a moment, there's like buildup on the outside. So I just can't be bothered with this anymore. I've more than definitely gotten my money's worth out of this, and yeah, there's like barely any product left in here that's actually like usable and reachable. I did really like this. I am still really upset that Colourpop actually discontinued this product a while back. However, I did have an unopened Moonchild, which is the Kathleen Lights collaboration, and the shades are quite comparable. So I do have something like this already in my collection that I have kind of started using, and so I'm not gonna miss it too much, but it is a beautiful shade, and yeah, I am happy to have it out of my collection. This next product I also have really good progress on. If I waited another week or so to do my update, I actually might have this out of my collection. This is the Kat Von D Everlasting Lip Liner in the shade OG Lolita. And as you can see, there's just like the tiniest little nub of product left in here. Actually, there's so little left. If this isn't done in a matter of like a week or two, that's just gonna be super ridiculous. I have been just throwing this on underneath of lip gloss or underneath of lip balm, not daily, but multiple times a week, because it's super smooth and creamy, and it's a really easy color for me to wear personally. I just find that this goes so well with like my coloring, and even when I do like an undone eye, this still looks really nice, and it paired really well with Weho as well. It's just a gorgeous like peachy kind of brown shade. This next product is one of the more difficult ones that I decided to put into this project, but so far I'm so happy I've been using it. This is the Stila Glitter and Glow in the shade Kitten Karma, which is just a beautiful like not quite rose gold, not quite copper, not quite true gold, metallic shimmer liquid shadow. It's absolutely beautiful. I do have it just in the very center of my lids today, and I have been reaching for this so often to either use all over the lid, kind of pat it out for a more sheer glitter look, or I have used it kind of on the inner corner for a really bright inner corner, or I'll use it on the lower lash line or in the center for a halo eye effect. I've just been using it absolutely every single way, and I'm really happy I'm getting so much use out of this. You can actually see within the packaging that I am creating a little bit more visibility through this packaging, and I'm really excited about that. I don't know how much longer this is gonna last me, but I'm not really concerned with the amount of time because I kind of anticipate this is gonna be in the project through the majority of the year, if not right through till the end. Yeah, I'm really happy with the progress on this one, and I'm really excited to share with you guys my progress over the coming months and to just be playing with this and using the heck out of it. I really do love this. This right here is the ABH Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Taupe. This is another really challenging product for this project, and I did end up stirring it around with a makeup spatula, so no pan to be shown in here anymore. But I did tell you guys in the intro that I was having issues with it being a little bit dry, and that's why I kind of wanted to focus on it. And now that I've stirred it around, I didn't even have to add any sort of like oil or anything to it. I'm finding that this is performing much, much better. It definitely is much more fluid, and I'm really happy with the way that it's performing now. This past month I did use this more often than not, and I anticipate that I will throughout the rest of the year, but the progress is going to be really slow going, but I really do want to do some good damage on this year and maybe even move it out of my collection within 2019. So you might see kind of boring progress with this guy, but I am gonna just keep on trucking through. I really am curious to see how long it takes up to use a product like this, because it seems like you get way more bang for your buck out of a pomade versus an eyebrow pencil. So I'm just really curious to kind of see how that ends up being after an entire year's worth of use. This is the Cover FX Natural Finish Foundation in the shade N30, and I'm really having a hard time tracking progress with this guy, but I think I'm at this point. There is a lot of air within the packaging, so I honestly could be like all the way down here, but I can't tell if this is product or air, and I cannot get the air out of here. So I may be like all the way down here, but I've marked it at this point. I might be completely inaccurate, but I've been reaching for this most days when I'm wearing a liquid foundation. I have been wearing tinted moisturizer a little bit more often just because my skin's so dry, and now that I don't have nearly as much active acne as I used to, I actually feel pretty confident in a tinted moisturizer. But I've been mixing this primarily with my Too Faced Born This Way when I am going for more of a medium to full coverage foundation. And I really do like that combo, so I don't need a lot of this. That's why progress is maybe a little bit slower than I would like. Next up is the Essence Satin Touch Blush in the shade Satin Love. And my goal with this one is not to finish it up, but it is to hit pan on it. And as you can see, there is just like the tiniest little bit of wear happening on here. I think in the before and after photos, there's not going to be much of a difference, but I have been reaching for this quite a lot, and I'm absolutely loving using this. This is such a beautiful texture. It's so smooth, and the shade is just so nice. I'm trying to do a swatch here, but it actually just comes off so sheer even when you swatch it. So it is just a beautiful, like slightly bronzy, slightly peachy kind of tone. It works with so many different looks, and I'm so happy that I put this into this project. I did recently see that these were on clear out at Shoppers Drug Mart, so I really hope that they're not discontinuing this formula because I really do like it. I really hope that they're not getting rid of it. Yeah, that would be so sad because I adore this. You guys know I said in my intro like how much I absolutely love this. This is one of my favorite cheek products, actually probably one of my favorite blushes in my entire collection, and so I'm so happy that I'm focusing on it. It will take me quite some time to hit pan on this, I'm sure, because with the amount of progress that I've made over this past month, it is quite minimal. But I'm not going to be upset about that because I'm actually loving using this, reaching for this, and this is honestly keeping me from having any sort of desire to purchase any other cheek products, especially when it comes to blush or bronzer, because this kind of does it all for me. And again, now that my skin is getting a little bit drier, I think the only thing that I would be interested in buying is probably like a cream blush. And I don't even really have much of a need for it right now because I've just been loving this so much. This next product is the Pacifica Transcendent Concentrated Correcting Concealer in the shade Light, and I cannot track progress on this. It doesn't seem to really settle within the packaging. Like, I'm looking at it right through the light and there's no way I can see where I'm at with this. It still is pretty damn full though, so this is going to last me quite some time within this project. But I've been just using this as a color corrector underneath my concealer, just in this deepest area, and then I'll go in with a more brightening concealer under the entire under eye kind of area. Does that make sense as a descriptor? I don't know. This is really good for color correcting because it does have a very peachy tone to it, whereas with my concealers, I like something a little bit more either neutral or more yellow. So this just really helps to counteract the blue purple that I have so severe, especially at this time of year when I'm not seeing much sunlight. So I am happy I'm getting use out of this. It hasn't changed its consistency, it hasn't changed its performance or its scent, so I'm just gonna keep using it as long as it is still working, and hopefully I can finish it before it hits the expiration point, basically, is what my goal is with this. Yeah, hopefully I can have some more visible progress in the next update. Maybe we can start seeing a little bit of space in the tube, but until then, I am really happy that I'm focusing on it, and yeah, I'm not mad about this. This next product is the Kat Von D Lock-It Brightening Powder in the shade Petal, and my progress is actually pretty decent. Like, I'm actually shocked to see how much I've used of this. This is where I'm at, so I'm actually getting into that second half of the bottle, which means that the progress should go even faster, ideally, over the coming months. I'm really happy to be working this guy out of my collection. There's just so many other powders that I prefer within my own collection, and this is actually perfect to be using though at this time of year because it is a very bright, light powder, very brightening underneath the eyes, and I feel like maybe in the summer this would just be a little bit too stark, but I'm really happy to be working on it, and yeah, I have nothing else to say until this is done. I'm hoping maybe 2 months. I think I can finish it up in the next 2-3 months if the progress stays consistent with this first month's progress. And the final item is this cream gel liner from Colourpop. This is in the shade Honey Dude, which is just like a good true nude kind of shade that works perfectly with my skin tone for the waterline. And I have been reaching for this more often than not, but I actually just realized I'm not wearing this in my waterline today. Just didn't think about it. However, I have been reaching for it very often, and the product is definitely getting loose in the packaging. You can tell when Colourpop liners are kind of going bad. They start to like shrink up and become so much more difficult to apply because they're very dry. But this is where I'm at right now. You can see it's a little like off kilter, but that's how much I have left, and based on the amount of progress that I made over the past month, I'd say I still probably have a good 2 months use out of this at least. I just need to try to remember to use it pretty much every single day. It is one of those like kind of extra step things that I don't do all the time, but when I think about it, I definitely make a point of using this. But maybe I need to put this in my makeup bag for work and try to touch it up when I touch up my lipstick too. I just feel like I might end up forgetting to do something like that, but I think I'm gonna try that for this next month and see how much more progress I can make within the month using it maybe multiple times a day, if I remember. So because I finished up that Colourpop lip gloss, I'm really excited to be rolling in a new product to focus on. I personally choose to not roll in another product that is in the same category, so I won't be rolling in another like lip or lip gloss, just because I want to use up older products in my collection or things that have really good use on them already. So this item is actually something that I was using in a very recent project pan. This was in my Rolling Project 10 pan at the end of 2018, and I had really good pan on it when I put it into that project, and then I ended up having to repress it because it fell apart on me when I was doing an update. This is the Body Shop Honey Bronzer. I believe this one is in the shade 01. Yes, this is in the shade 1, so this is the lightest honey bronzer that they have. And I did repress it, and I did end up hitting pan on it again after I repressed it. This is a very light bronzer. Why did I forget that word? This is a really light tone bronzer, so it is perfect for me at this time of year. And because I have repressed it, it is very loosely packed in there. I tried my hardest to actually like press it in firmly, but hand pressing is just never quite the same as like machine pressing. Regardless, it still performs actually really beautifully. I do have it on my cheekbones today, and I really do like this. This looks beautiful underneath of a more glowy bronzer as well. So I will be using it kind of to contour. I'll use it as like a layering kind of bronzer, and I'm gonna use this as an eyeshadow, I'm sure, as well. So I can't imagine this actually taking me too long to use up, because it only took me like a month to hit pan on it again after I repressed it. There's very little product in here. It's actually very thin in the pan there, and I use a huge fluffy brush whenever I use this product to really just diffuse and disperse the product. So I can't imagine this taking too long, but I am really excited at the prospect of getting this used up and out of my collection within this year, because this is the oldest bronzer I have in my collection, and it's embarrassing to say that I'm pretty sure it's like 5 or 6 years old at this point. So I did anticipate to have this update up for you guys a little bit earlier than I did. I did tell you guys it was going to be monthly updates, and we are just past that month mark. But for my next update, I will do it within the last week of February, because I personally love doing my project pan updates and then filming my empties so that you guys don't have any like sneak peeks. I think it's so much fun to share those items later on in empties instead of it being kind of ahead of time. I think the next update is probably going to be only like about 3 weeks away, especially considering that February is a shorter month. But my apologies for getting this one up a little bit later, but we will be back on track hopefully for the rest of the year. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. Let me know how your project pans are going. I'm super excited to watch so many project pan videos in this year. I feel like the community is growing like massively, and everyone who has messaged me like on Instagram saying that they want to start doing YouTube videos, I like am encouraging the heck out of it. I want everyone to start doing this kind of stuff because it's been so much fun for me, and yeah, this is just such a cool community. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.